Hi everybody, and today is Thursday. I know it's been about a week since I posted a video, and I know I don't look the best. My hair is crazy. But I have some good news. I went for an interview yesterday, and I got hired on the spot. At first, the lady who interviewed me was explaining that I would hear back from them in like 10 business days, and they would let me know if, sorry about that, I got like a little cut inside my lip, I guess. I don't even know where it came from. Anyway, but she happened to go to her, over, like the person over her manager, and her manager told her to hire me. So as of 1 o'clock today, I start there. So now let me get into the national media. And I know everybody has their own opinion about what happened on Sunday in Southern California. To be specific, Calabasas. We got news that Kobe Bryant, his daughter, two other young females that were on his daughter's basketball team, which he coached, and one of the girl, both of her parents, and the other one was another girl with her father, and then the other person who died was another coach that coached alongside of Kobe Bryant. And a lot of people on Facebook, they are arguing that, oh, well, we shouldn't sympathize with Kobe Bryant because of the rape case in 2003. If I'm being particularly honest, if he was never convicted of rape or inappropriate misconduct, he's not a rapist. The whole case was thrown out because she admitted to fabricating the whole story. She was just trying to ruin his career and make money. I want to hear what you guys think about that in my comments. And if you're just going to sit there and make rude comments about me or troll in my comments, I will have your comments removed. What else? All I have to say is rest in peace, and I pray for all the families affected by the crash on Sunday. It's a tragic thing. Kobe was an MVP. He doesn't, like, for 2020, they were going to give him an award, and he's not even here to accept it in person. And I pray for Vanessa and his other girls that they can get through this. And I know she made a tweet, I don't know whether it was yesterday or the day before, and she just asks that the media and like the outside people like us just give them privacy, which I could completely understand. She lost her husband and one of her children in the same day. And then with the next family that I'm going to talk about that was in the helicopter crash, there's pictures on Facebook where there's 5 people sitting on a couch. The youngest daughter died, the father died, and the mother died. The other 2 are older siblings. I pray for them too, because they lost both parents and a sibling in the same day. And then, to go to the female coach that passed away in the helicopter crash, she left behind 3 beautiful kids and a father who doesn't know how he's going to explain, because his youngest kid is a 3-year-old, how he's going to explain where mommy went. They did an interview with him on NBC, and he started swelling up with tears, as anybody would if you had a tragic loss like that. He constantly said, "I'm gonna miss her. My kids are gonna miss her. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't even know whether I'm gonna be able to handle raising these kids by myself." And I give all the prayers to him, because it's not the easiest thing. I'm a child that came from a single parent household, and I know how difficult it is for the parent to try to iterate what happened, who was wrong, and what needs to be done. My father raised me and my brother by himself, not due to the fact that my mother passed away, but due to the fact that my mother's been incarcerated my 18 years alive. And I mean, it's such a sad thing. And I apologize for those people who disagree, who are saying, "Oh, well, he deserved to die because of the 2003 case." Because there was this girl, because I made a post on Facebook the day that it happened, and I had heard about it before my dad even heard about it. Mind you, my dad follows sports like it's a religion. And I wouldn't even call this a rant today. I want to have this conversation. I want it to be an open conversation where people will voice their opinions in the comments, and not negative opinions, you know what I mean? But just like a constructive conversation. Because like, as America, we're hurting right now, and because Kobe Bryant was originally born in Italy. He was on an Italian basketball team all the way up until his like the mid age of elementary school. Then they moved to Philadelphia. That's where he went to high school, and he went into the NBA straight out of high school. That's when he went with the LA Lakers. And that's when he was number 8. Like, if you know what I'm talking about, the number 8 jersey. And then he left, and then he came back, and that's where the number 24 comes from. But there was a girl, after I made a post on the day that it happened, she's gonna sit there and say, "You're really gonna kiss the ass of a rapist?" And I didn't know how to react, because I'm not one who likes conflict. I apologize, my camera's shaky. Right now I'm using a cell phone. I don't have money to afford cameras and lighting yet. That's why you see the lines coming across my face. I have my Bayview window open to give better lighting. But anyway, I don't like arguing. I don't like conflict. I pretty much just try to stay away from that now. Which I've gotten a lot better with that. And needless to say, when she had said that, something came over me that made me go from being civil to being angry. And when I say civil to angry, I mean, I went from saying to her, "Oh, well, that's just your opinion because they dropped the case in 2003. He was never convicted of anything," when she admitted to fabricating the lie. But instead, I came out my mouth and said, "You're just mad because she's a Caucasian female." And I don't mean to sound racist or anything like that. And there's going to be some people who are saying, oh, well, you can't be racist. Every race can be racist towards another race. Me personally, I try not to be, but in certain situations, people make it really difficult not to categorize them. And I don't mean this to say that I think that my race is better than other people, because there's a lot of stigmatism around my race that I've seen and that I've experienced, and that I can legitimately say that some of them are true. Like, I'm not going to sit here and kiss somebody's ass and say, oh, well, all black people love watermelon, because I know a couple of black people who puke at the sight of a watermelon. Just like I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, well, black people only drink Kool-Aid. Because I know black people, like, in my family, that won't, even buy the packets to make it. Like, me personally, I don't drink it. My dad doesn't drink it. My brother doesn't drink it. My sister doesn't drink it. And the other, stigmatism is fried chicken. I know I know a lot of black people that won't even eat it because they say it's too greasy. But in the comment, I made a comment in the, on Facebook, and I basically said to her, I said, what do you have against a well-known, respected black man? Just because you don't see what everybody else sees, which is he's innocent. Because when he passed away, and I'm not trying to take away from the other people that were in the crash, because it's as tragic all the way around. But when Kobe Bryant died, that was a big loss, not only to America and the Laker fan world and you know what I mean, just all the way around, but it was a big loss for the African American community also, because Kobe represented a whole generation. He represented the people who, like, he pushed people to play basketball and to be a part of sports and to push themselves. One of the things that I admire most about Kobe Bryant is that he says that there is no excuse for failure. If you put your all into it, if you work your ass off, it'll come to you. Because nothing's ever going to be served to you on a silver platter. But when I made the comment to the girl ended up getting very, heated with me. And I guess I triggered her. And, needless to say, she unadded me, she blocked me, that type of thing. Personally, I don't care, because at the end of the day, I don't deem him as a rapist. As I said, the young girl, because she was like 17, 18 years old, she admitted to fabricating the lie, which makes it very difficult for females who went through certain things with high, well-known celebrities, athletes, stuff like that. It makes it very difficult for them to be able to take it to court and for somebody to believe them, because of the fact that you do have females taking successful men or women to court for something that never even happened. They're just taking them to court for their money. Now, me personally, I'm not going to speak on the Cosby case, because there was one female who had written a book, and she had said that she had fabricated a story in the book but didn't fabricate it in court, which kind of makes you like look at her in a certain way, because if you could fabricate a story inside of a book, who's to say you're not going to fabricate a story face to face with somebody? Not saying that all the victims are liars, Because in some cases, you get celebrities that think that they're above the law, they have all the power, they could do whatever they want, and everybody has to kiss their ass because they're rich and famous. And it's not that way at all. If you're really looking at it, once the person gets caught, they're sitting there famous and rich, and they can't even spend their money because they're behind bars. And that goes for the Weinstein, trials. I think he did do what the females were saying that he did, because nothing came out yet about anything being fabricated or lied about or anything like that. With the Weinstein thing, there's like 97, maybe 98 females that are going to be taking him to court. And they're saying that if he's convicted of all 98 charges of rape, sexual misconduct, sexual harassment, he'll be in jail for the rest of his life. And so far, and don't get me wrong, because I know there's going to be people in the comments, oh, you'll stick up for the black guy, but not for the white guy. And because of the position that he was in, where he was able to make or break somebody's career or hire or fire him based on what he wanted, I think he did do certain things to those females to try to bribe them into sleeping with him, giving him oral sex, stuff like that. And I think he used that as an advantage to say, oh, well, if you sleep with me, I'll get you a job. If you sleep with me, I'll get you in a movie. If you sleep with me, I'll make you a news anchor. You know what I mean? And, that's how I feel about that. Now, this is where I'm going to bring politics into it. I don't like Donald Trump. I'm not going to say hate. Hate's a strong word, but let me just say it this way. If he could be easily triggered by a tweet, he is not a man we should be trusting with nuclear weapons. And I'm not quoting Hillary Clinton, so before you guys start berating me in the comments, I'm letting it be known that I thought that even before it was said. For him to attack a little girl who's trying everything to try to fix our climate problems, calling her a pessimist. I don't know whether you seen when he went to the environmental conference in Australia. She was in the room, and he decided to attack the girl in a room with all these leaders and global citizens, and the girl did not back down, which I respect her for that. I don't know you from a can of paint, but I respect you. After he attacked her, she got on the stage, and basically her words was, you tell us not to be pessimistic, but to be optimistic, you need to stop ruining this world that you're leaving us in. And needless to say, he walked out the room as she was on the podium, knowing that something was going to come from what he said previously before she reached the podium. I don't know where he thought he was right for attacking a little girl like that. Because if we're being particularly honest, he has a little girl of himself, Ivanka. And, I'm gonna go back to the comment that he made when he said that if Ivanka wasn't his daughter, he would sleep with her, he would marry her. That's a little disturbing because no parent should even have that thought cross their mind of, oh, well, if my daughter wasn't my daughter, I'd fuck her. That should never come across your mind because that's your daughter. Or other way around, when a mother looks at their son, they shouldn't say, oh, well, he's cute, he turns me on, that's your son, it's gross. Meaning to say that he may consent in incest. But that's a different story for a different day. This will be one of the longest videos I do, because there's a lot of shit going on right now. Like, we're only in January, and 2020 is going to shit. Now, the coronavirus. For you dumb motherfuckers who think that the coronavirus is caused by the corona beers, I don't know which way your mother or father dropped you on your head, but it had to be hard enough where you don't get common sense. If they're saying it's coming from the Chinese, which way, shape, or form is that coming from the Corona beers? When Corona beers are made in Mexico. They're linking the coronavirus to, the Chinese eating bats, live mice, snakes, spiders, roaches, and I hope the stigmatism isn't right that they're not eating cats or dogs, but just because it moves doesn't mean you have to eat it. And when I make that comment, I know there's going to be people saying, oh, well, you have a lot of nerve saying that for being as big as you are. I suffer from a thyroid condition. It's not because I eat a lot. It's not because I sit on my ass all day and stuff my face. It's because of the fact of I have little to no metabolism, and I am going to go see doctors in the next upcoming 2 weeks to try to get me on some pills that'll start revving up my metabolism. But for the last couple videos that I made, there was this one person in the comment. Mind you, the username he used is Fat People Love Food. My whole thing is, if you've ever heard the saying, don't judge a book by its cover. Not saying that I'm a book, but before you sit there and assume that someone's purposely being, like, unhealthy, or that someone's purposely trying to make themselves look horrible or anything like that, take into consideration that something deeper might be going on, because that's one of the biggest things that also contribute to, like, our suicide rates and the amount of drug addicts that we have, because you have people who have been through all this trauma, and you have people who don't know how to deal with the trauma that they went through, whether it be being bullied at school or being made fun of online, and it's disgusting, really. And for the people who sit there and on YouTube channels and start dissing the person on the YouTube thing, first of all, You don't even have enough respect for yourself to give your guys a profile picture. And then you got this long ass name. It's probably just a little ass kid who's miserable with his life. But if it is an adult, you are disgusting. Because as an adult, no one should have to tell you that it's wrong to sit there and start attacking someone just because they say something that you don't agree with. And I don't know which side of the valley you came from, or whether racism was taught to you, whether being mean was taught to you, but common sense is, as a human, you have to learn how to talk to people. And the first thing about talking to people is you don't say something to someone or type something towards someone that you know you wouldn't want said to you. But on a better note, I have work at 1 o'clock today, and I'm very excited. I was working at Walmart, and needless to say, it was a good experience there, but it was just a very toxic work environment. Not saying that they would make fun of me or anything like that, but I was one of the youngest people over in that area, like working in like the fresh area. And they more or less thought that they could get over my head and push every job on me and more or less take advantage of me. And this is where I can say that I'm glad I'm not there. Because I have a couple friends who work there who said it got worse. It's like high school. You got people going into ice cream freezers crying because someone said something about someone. And hopefully when I start today, that this place that I just got hired to wasn't like that, because I don't stand for drama. It's more or less like this. We're grown now. We graduated high school. We're either in college or working. We don't have time to be talking about each other doing he said, she said. Like, we're not little ass kids anymore. We're grown. We need to grow the fuck up. Now, some of you guys might say, oh, well, what if you had to grow up before you were even grown? What I say to that is, I've had to do that my entire life, but I still know the difference between having fun and doing childlike things and sitting there trying to attack somebody based on me doing something childlike, like he said, she said, or spreading rumors or drama or anything like that. I'm sorry, somebody just walked up on my porch. I wasn't even sure who it was. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. As I said, let's have a constructive conversation, not a destructive conversation. And hopefully we can come to a common agreement, because everybody's going to have their own opinions. And that's completely okay. And tomorrow what I'll do is, after like in the comments and everybody makes their comments and their opinions, I'm gonna mention the screen names and the questions or the opinions, and I'll make a video tomorrow as to a response to what was said. And I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Where I am, it's nice and sunny out. The sky's blue, but it's freezing outside. So, I hope you have a nice day, and this has been Jenna, and peace.